So this is Rove's R2 4K Pro Dashcam, and they were kind enough to send this out to me to check out for a review. So this video is definitely a little bit different from the tech videos that I normally do, which is like smartphones and watches and tablets and all that kind of stuff, basically portable gear. But dashcams are pretty important for the most majority of people. And I actually was in the market for a dashcam for over the past couple of weeks and months because I got a new car. So I wanted to get a dashcam to protect my car in case something would happen, in case I got in an incident. And coincidentally, I bought my dash cam and then Rove reached out with the R2 4K Pro. And I honestly, I'm considering it. I mean, I think it's too late at this point, but considered returning my dash cam to just continue using the Rove R2 4K Pro. So just for context, I did buy the Viofo 8139 Pro, I think is what it's called. I'm not that well versed with all the dash cams that are available. There's a ton out there, and that can honestly be kind of overwhelming and also underwhelming when you buy one and you realize it's not that great for what you paid for. And so far, at least the one I have is good, and this one has been really good so far too, especially for the price that I saw it goes for. It's pretty impressive. So they're not paying me to say any of this stuff, by the way. They just sent out the product for me to check out. So let's just go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. So first, let's talk about the unboxing, the experience of what you get inside of the package for the Rove R2 4K Pro. So inside the box, you first get some manual, and it's a chunky manual. Like if you want to spend some time going through all the settings and really learning about your dash cam, you absolutely can. And I did not. I honestly just went straight for just setting it up and the quick starts and just get it going. But you do have a thick manual. You also have a bunch of other cards that give you some information about the micro SD card that you should install. Also, if you need some support and some things to keep in mind for your camera here. Actually, inside the box, I actually first kind of like the packaging. It's very clean the way they set it up. You have your accessories on the left and then your camera on the right hand side. So first take a look at all the accessories that come with it. It's pretty much everything you need to get the camera set up inside of your car. So for the accessories, you get cable clips so you can organize the cable throughout your car. Then you get a 12-foot long USB-A to USB-C power cable. So the camera is powered by USB-C, which is nice. Then you get a 2.5-foot cable as well, so you can transfer data or do updates connecting it to your computer. You get a dual USB-A car charger. You get two different mounts. One is a sticky 3M mount and one that's a suction cup. You also get two pieces of electrostatic film for the 3M sticky mount. You also get two cleaning wipes and then a wire trim tool. So you basically get everything you need inside the box to be able to set up your device and pretty much get going. The only thing that's not included is a micro SD card. And they did send out a micro SD card for me to check out, which is a first party, I guess, made by Rove, the Rove Ultimate 256GB storage micro SD card. They sent it out and it worked really well. I mean, I didn't have any issues. I didn't corrupt any data and any stuff. So to be safe, you could always get this first party micro SD card from Rove if you're not sure or concerned about not buying the correct micro SD card. Rove does recommend that it's a U3 and 10 class speeds. And that's exactly what this micro SD card is, and it's a 256GB storage, and they also recommend it's under 512. So again, if you want to go first party, you can, or you can get third party if you want to. I think this particular micro SD card goes for around $40 or so. So for all of that, minus the micro SD card, which is separate, it comes to around $130 is the base price, but I have seen it as low as $90. There's some sales that I've seen on Amazon that constantly seem to happen, so you can easily get this for around $90, and all the accessories that I mentioned are all included with that bundle price. Rove also sells a CPL filter, which is a circular polarizer, just so that it can reduce glares and increase the color, I believe, on the camera itself. It does just simply twist on there. You can easily take it off and take it on if you want to. And they do recommend you take this off during night for nighttime video, but personally, I just left it on just because I'm never going to take the time to take it off, take it on. It's one of those things that you either set and forget or you just never buy. And personally, it's been a... okay, I really don't see a massive difference, especially because I forgot to put it on the first day, I'm pretty sure. But even then, I honestly don't think it reduces glares too much, because in the footage you can probably see the windshield has a lot of glare. The windshield actually shows the dashboard as well. There's reflections and stuff like that. So I don't even know if it's doing its job. So for me, I think you could probably skip out on this particular add-on, but it's there if you want that extra peace of mind, I guess. Rove also sells their ultimate hardwire kit, so if you want to be able to enable the 24-hour recording system, the parking mode system, so you can always capture footage if you're not actually running the car, you can totally get the hardware set up and you'll be able to set it up. Now, I have no idea how to do this, and I could go to a car dealer or something or someone to install this for me, but I honestly couldn't be bothered. I don't think I need it, and so I'm not going to install it. But it is an option, though. It is an option if you want to add it on. And I do believe it costs around $30, which I don't think it's too bad. I didn't see how it compares to other car dash cams, but this is at least a first party, so you at least know that Rove makes it and Rove sells it directly to add on to your dash cams from Rove. As far as the actual hardware of the camera, the looks of it, it's very simple looking. It's nothing extraordinary. And it's also pretty compact in my opinion, so it doesn't really get in the way, especially depending on where you set it up. I personally have it set up a little bit too far to the right, but it's like right behind my rear view mirror, so I don't even see the dash cam. It doesn't really bother me or get in the way. It doesn't block any kind of view because it's hidden by the rear view mirror, so it's out of the way. But other than that, you do have a GPS geotagging system built into the actual camera, so you can get your actual location tagged into the video, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to, like your, I think, longitude, your coordinates basically, you're able to have it tag, and it's able to do that with the GPS built into it. It's got 5G and also 2.4G bands as far as Wi-Fi, so you can connect it to your phone, which allows you to connect it so you can connect it via the app and then access the settings via there. One thing I do like though is that you don't have to download that app. It's optional. It's recommended, but you're really not missing out if you skip on the app, because basically the app allows you to view a live feed. You can download your files directly from the camera to your phone. You can also then change the settings, which that's what matters the most to me, be able to change the settings. Like for example, my VOFO camera, you have to download the app to be able to access the settings and change stuff. On here, you can directly access the settings within the actual camera because it's got a display. So you can control the actual menu system with the buttons that are below. So you have a menu button, which works as a mode/back button. You have the mute button, which also works as two arrow keys that allows you to move through the systems. And then you have an emergency lock, the Wi-Fi button as well, and then the LCD off, which also again works as the arrow button. And then you have an OK button, which again allows you to navigate through the system. So being able to navigate through the system, the settings directly through the camera is very important for some people, because again, not having to download an app is a bonus, because nowadays there's so many things that requires apps, and the fact that my other dash cam requires it, it's a bit annoying, but I guess I learned a little bit. But either way, that's a bonus with this Rove R2 4K Pro. On the top is where the mount actually goes. It just slides right in. It's very simple and very easy. And like I said, those mounts with the setup, you do have the option of the suction cup or the 3M tape, and you have to use that electromagnetic field little piece of plastic, and you don't have to, but it's definitely recommended so you can easily take it off. I think that's what it's for. But either way, I use the suction cup because it's so much simpler. You just literally put it on, it sucks or sticks right to the windshield, and you're good to go. I never had any issues with it falling out, and I was honestly satisfied with it. So I like how easy that was to set up. Pretty quick and easy. Now, if you're going through the whole hardware and system, that's probably going to take a little while to get it set up. And the whole cable system, I only connected it with a short cable only because I wasn't going to keep this as my permanent dash cam. But you do have to finesse your way around your car itself, because every car is going to be different with where you can hide that cable so it doesn't look like an unorganized mess. So you might want to see a professional to try and get the cable hidden away properly. So for my other camera, I kind of stuck the cable throughout the different parts of my car to try and hide it and stick it within. I think I did a decent job hiding the cable within the panels and stuff like that of the car. You do have, like I said, that little trim pry tool that allows you to pull back a little bit and allow you to stick that cable within it. And the settings and stuff like that, you have a ton of different options built into the system. I'm not going to go through all of them, but some things that you may want to know is the different tags that you can put on the dash cam. So you can have your speed directly being tagged and recorded onto the footage. You can also have the label of the Rove R2 4K Pro if you want. You have the date, the time. You're also able to add your location with the coordinates. You can also add your license plate in there if you wanted to, so it can display your license plate in the recording. So there's a ton of options you can go on and mess with, but for the most part, it's pretty much plug and play, to be honest. You just plug it in, and it's pretty much good to go. For as far as the quality though, the footage that you get out of the camera, it's overall pretty decent. You have different options. You can choose from a 4K 30, 2K 60, and a 2K 30. So you have those three different options, but I just sticked with 4K 30 because I wanted the most detail and more better quality. And honestly, it wouldn't say it blew me out of the water, but I think it does the job for a dash cam, for what you need. You just need to record something in case something happens. The only thing that you're really not getting is going to be footage and details, like small details. So for example, license plates. That's kind of tough to distinguish when looking back on the footage. Even if you paused and potentially zoomed in, if the car's close or if it's not moving at all, then you're going to be able to read it. But if you're not, if you're moving, like you're on the highway or something, it's going to be pretty tough, especially once it gets down to low light. It can be pretty tough to distinguish that license plate compared to my Viofo 8139 Pro. It's a little bit more detailed, so you are able to see a little bit more detail, allowing you to see the license plate. So most of the time, if you were to pause and play back the footage from my other dash cam, I could potentially see the actual license plate and be able to write it down if I wanted to and if I needed to. With the Rove, there were some spots where yes, it would work. You would see the detail there, but other times, most of the time I should say, you weren't going to be able to catch that license plate and read that license plate from the footage from here. But otherwise, some other things I noted was if it's a very sunny day and the sun's like directly hitting the camera, the sky seems to be very blown out. It doesn't seem to control that dynamic range. It does have decent, I think it's supposed to have a wide dynamic range, but it struggles a little bit with the highlights. It seems to blow out the areas a little bit, but to be honest, it really doesn't matter. And I already talked about the glare, how this filter is supposed to help reduce those glares. And it doesn't do that too well, to be honest with you, but it's okay. It's not going to bother me too much because what I need is just in case there's an accident, it should be able to capture it. Now, as far as low light, once you get down to the dusk time or just nighttime in general, it again looks okay. It doesn't, again, blow me out of the water. There's definitely a lot of build of noise and the quality, the detail isn't really there. But it still, again, gets the job done for capturing the big moments, not the small details. So that's what matters the most with the Rove R2 4K Pro, in my opinion. When you're looking back at the footage, when you're looking at whether this can capture an event and stuff like that, it's always going to be recording. I've never noticed that it doesn't record. So that's a good thing with the camera, but the footage itself, not the best and sharpest. At low light, night times, it looks pretty grainy, I'm not going to lie, and you're definitely not going to catch any kind of license plates. If you're worried about trying to catch the license plates, you're likely not going to be able to capture those details there. And again, I noticed a lot of lens flare and a lot of orbs, especially with the lights that are out at night. You're going to see a lot of lens flares on those lights. So overall, the Rove R2 4K Pro, I think, is a pretty solid dash cam. To me, I always look at tech as something, could my parents use it? Could maybe a friend who doesn't really care about tech and just wants something that works use it? I honestly think this is something that they could just get and use it as it is. It comes with everything that you need for the most part, except for the micro SD card. And if you want to get a little bit more advanced with it with the hardwiring kit, you can. And you also have an additional accessory with the filter here that really doesn't do much, in my opinion. But other than that, you have the settings and stuff all built into the camera. You don't have to worry about an app because, most people don't want to download a second app. And that's pretty much it. Decide where you want to put it, wire your cable, which shouldn't be too bad in my opinion. You plug it in and you're good to go. That's as easy and as simple as it gets. And I think for the price, I think it's a pretty good deal. Again, I don't know how it compares to other cameras in its own price range because the one I have is a little bit more expensive. And I kind of think I should have just gotten this from the beginning, if I'm being honest with you. But with all that being said, thank you again to Rove for sending out the R2 4K Pro. Again, all this stuff was my own personal experience. They didn't pay me to say this kind of stuff. So hopefully this was helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed. And peace.